Good morning. It's Thursday, July 25th. And years ago when I started working as a kid, I belonged to a union. But the jobs that were available to us through the union were not fancy jobs. They were not very good jobs. You really couldn't depend on doing that work for your whole life. It was warehouse. But I had left high school at the age of 17 and I wasn't prepared to go to college. So I became a member of this union and I worked there for a couple of years. And I realized that I wasn't getting any place, so I went back and I got myself into City College, and it only took me 10 years to graduate from City College for a wide variety of things. So why am I talking about? Because one or two jobs in this country are underappreciated. The people who work in law enforcement, for instance, are an underappreciated mass of people because they have to do tough jobs and they get into ridiculous situations and they have to have skill sets that require a tremendous amount of self-control in order to not do something wrong. Because if you're in law enforcement and you do something wrong, the roof falls in on you. There's no way to escape some of those things. And I'm bringing this up because Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheatle had to resign on Tuesday because of the security lapses related to the recent assassination attempt of the former President Donald Trump. On June 13th, the day of the shooting at Trump's Pennsylvania rally, that the agency fell short of its mission to protect the nation's leader. Now, she's making this announcement, and I think she's kowtowing to the pressure that was put on her. I am sure that those people out there did everything they possibly could do, and yes, they were probably a man or two short, but is that her fault, or is that the fault of the entire setup? And why can't they have more employees? They probably don't have enough employees in the Secret Service because, like anything else, they have a budget. And once they have spent that money, there's no more money to get. So we in this country have to not attack the people that are trying to do these good jobs. We have to recognize the pressures and the situations that we have put them in before we throw the hammer at them. And what if Director Cheatle said to Trump, "You can't have a rally in that spot because I can't protect you"? How would that go? What about that? What about the people responsible for protecting you having a say in where you can rally and how large a rally can be, because we need to have the manpower to protect you? And if I don't have the manpower to protect you, I don't want you out there in that street. I don't want you exposing yourself. But if you want to expose yourself, it's on you. And if you need more protection, it's on you also. Why do we have to have so much money laid out for these campaign rallies? Why do we have to have campaigning from the day that you're elected to the next election? Why don't we have a campaign cycle that's limited to 3 or 4 months every 4 years? 3 or 4 months, right? Not 24 months or 36 months or 48 months, and the minute you're elected, you're on the campaign trail again. That's part of the problem. We can't afford monetarily to go about the business the way they're running it right now. You want to have a rally? You can't have a rally outside. You can't expose yourself to millions of people who can just wander down the street, armed to the teeth if necessary, right? That's what we're leaving ourselves open for. Why aren't we stricter? If you want to have a rally, you can have rallies. And maybe there should be places in every single state that are set up for these rallies. Not that you can pick a football stadium. Not that you can do it out on the wide open grasses of Central Park or something like that. No, we need to be able to control this. And it's our own fault because we are gun crazy and gun happy in this country. Everybody can have a gun. The whole people in the audience could have had guns while ex-President Trump was speaking there. Who knows how many people could have showed up and outmanned the Secret Service battalion that was guarding him. So this whole thing should not be pushed on Cheatle. She's a victim in this situation. She's understaffed, not enough money to run the department properly, and she's the one that loses her job and her reputation. That's not fair. That's not fair at all. If you have a job to do and you're expected to do it, you need the cooperation of your superiors, as well as the cooperation for those people who work for you. So I think Cheatle received a bum rap on this whole thing. But it's not unusual when something goes wrong that the person at the top gets fired or has to resign because somebody has to take the blame. And in my mind, she has to take the blame for not stepping up and saying, we can't protect this guy. You can't have that rally. And then, boy, all hell would break loose if Director Cheatle said, we're not guarding you. You're on your own. Get your own protective force. Take some of that money that you have collected from your minions and spend that on a protective force that you can't even put together. You wouldn't even know how to do it. I would love to see that. I would love to see these government officials who are responsible for certain duties to stand up there and say, we can't do this. It has to be done this way, not that way. You can't pick the spot. You can't put us on the spot to protect you in an area that we find unsafe. Now, if Cheatle had taken a stance like that, she wouldn't have to resign. She probably would have been fired on the spot. But at least she wouldn't have the aggravation that she's faced with right now. So there are so many things wrong in this situation, and this woman is taking the blame for most of it. And when it comes right down to it, this country doesn't have the money and pisses away money. And many who are running for office have more money than the whole department has. So let them pay for their own protection. I leave that with you, not air to Director Cheatle. Have a great day. Bye.